Hi everyone, it's Robert Simmons here in New Zealand, and I'm making this video to invite you to a new workshop that I'm putting together. The title of it is Crystal Co-Creation, Working with Stones to Generate the New World. It's a 4-day event and it'll be held at the Shunyata Retreat Center in the town of Takaka on New Zealand's South Island. And it'll be on May 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th of 2024. In my spiritual work during the last few years, I've become aware of the multiple dimensions of our spiritual nature and of ways to activate and develop them. I've come to understand more about how stones can help us to activate and realize our potentials, providing us with instant access to our innate wisdom qualities. And as we practice, our familiarity with the fullness of our being strengthens us and helps us to join in the conscious co-creation of our reality. Quantum physics has shown that the consciousness of the individual observer of an event shapes and changes the way that the possibility becomes manifest. And like the ancient alchemists, we can see that when we unify our imagination, our intention, and our attention, miracles become possible. Because the stone beings are benevolent entities who emanate the loving qualities of earth, they're ready to amplify our positive intentions for healing and uplifting ourselves and our world. When we dispel all doubt and disbelief, calling upon our spiritual allies, the stones, and holding firm in the core of our true nature, nothing is impossible. This knowing of infinite potential is the place from which we can generate a new world. We've all known for a long time that transformation is urgently needed, and we felt the new world coming. Now those of us who understand this must do our part to manifest it. My intention is that this 4-day crystal intensive will act as a seed of liberating change, a magnet attracting a field of synchronicities that lead to a quantum shift, heaven and earth as one. It occurs first within us, then scattered here and there around us, and ultimately we are within it. What holds us back from this reality? Why has it not happened yet? I think that in part it's a limitation of our imagination caused by unconscious habits of thought and belief. In other words, our unconscious habits bind us to the belief that ordinary reality is all there is. But those of us who have done meditation and who are aware of stone energies have already stepped over that fence. Part of what we'll do in the course is to explore more of the infinite territory beyond ordinary reality. The other problem that holds back the manifestation of the new world is the incomplete knowledge and experience of our own wholeness. This is connected to our unconscious habits in terms of how we view and experience ourselves. And in order to bring ourselves to the level where we can be involved in consciously co-creating a new world, we need to actualize our wholeness. Now, over the past 3 years, I've been involved in a spiritual development course with a gifted teacher, Annalisa Adelberg. And the cosmology she devised offers an excellent map of the whole human being, our true nature. The map involves 7 elemental qualities. The names I use for these elements are earth, that's that groundedness, that physicality, air, which is the expansiveness of consciousness, the infinite unbounded awareness that is part of our nature, water, which is the loving heart energy, the energy of the Divine Mother. Anything that's connected with love is in the water element. Then there's the element that's called wood or tree. And that element has to do with our purpose and our discernment and our uprightness and our intention and our dedication to our intention. So that's wood or tree. Then fire is the element of dynamism and energy and transformative activity. It's the element of ourselves that becomes ignited when we experience Kundalini, for example. So that's fire. So we've done earth, air, water, fire, and wood or tree. The next element is the one I call vision. And vision is the element of other dimensional experience, of the inner realities, of our subtle bodies, of meeting the stone beings in visionary form, of traveling in other dimensions to other layers of reality, to the Davic realm, to the angelic realm. All of that occurs in this realm I call vision. Then the seventh element of our wholeness is the one I call gnosis. Gnosis is the ancient Gnostic word for knowing in ancient Greek. And the Gnostic spiritual tradition and religion was based on this direct knowing of divine reality. That was what made you a Gnostic. So that's an aspect of our own being. And when we can learn to access our direct knowing, then a lot of our uncertainty and insecurity disappears. So it's very valuable, and especially valuable for knowing what we want to create and holding the vision of what we're creating as we do it. So those are the 7 elements that we'll be exploring in the course. And once we learn to discern and bring forward each and all of our elemental qualities and to live with all of them available to us, then we're whole. We've realized our true nature. So coming into our wholeness, which Jung called individuation, by which he meant indivisibility of self. And the alchemists called this creating the philosopher's stone. This is a big deal. In alchemy, the philosopher's stone was the great aspiration, and it was seen as having immense magical powers to heal, to create, and to manifest virtually anything. In my view, we have that capacity when we come fully into our wholeness, into our true nature. And it's when we're in a state of incompleteness, of being partial, of not being whole, of not being fully in our true nature, that manifesting something wonderful like what I'm naming in the New World has these impediments that have to do with the lack of wholeness and not dwelling as our true nature. So a lot of what we'll be aiming at in this course is to glimpse each of the different elements of our true nature, to experience them so that we know what they are, and then to be able to continue to access them later after we've had our class. So when we're in our true nature, we spontaneously feel and act with love and compassion. In other words, we emanate the qualities of the new world, the union of heaven and earth. So what do stones have to do with this? Well, in my cosmology, stones are like the angels of the earth. They're spirit helpers. They're allies that are pure in their emanation of their energy, pure and undeviating. You know, human beings tend to vacillate into all different states, and that's both one of our strengths and one of our weaknesses. It's a strength because we're so flexible, and it's a weakness because it makes it difficult to dedicate ourselves to a specific thing. Kierkegaard said that purity of heart is to will one thing, the good. And that's very much what we spontaneously do. We will the good undeviatingly when we are dwelling in and as our true nature. Now the stones, as I say, they have different qualities. Each one has a different vibration, and they have different even chords of vibration, if you want to use the musical analogy. And if you bring stones together in combination, which is what we'll be doing, then you can create chords and this is what I've been working on, that resonate with each of the different elemental qualities. So in the class, that's exactly what we'll do. We'll work with combinations of stones in order to generate the experience of each of our elemental qualities so that we can teach ourselves to strengthen those qualities and bring them forward whenever they're needed. So I'll give you some examples of the stones that we'll be using. I mean, actually, I should say that in doing these combinations, there's two different ways I've arranged them physically. One way is using mandalas, and a mandala is like a circular or roughly a circular form. And what we'll do is we'll put the stones on different points of the mandala to create a kind of energy grid that will resonate as a chord of energy, as a set of vibrations to amplify and evoke each of the elemental qualities we're trying to experience. So I'll give you an example. I'll show you. This is the mandala. It's a wooden carving, and the stones that are on it are the stones that I've chosen to bring us into connection with the earth element. So we've got prophecy stone, empowerite, petrified wood, Himalayan black quartz, and Sedona azestulite from Arizona. And those things have a nice vibrational harmony that puts us into that grounded, centered, strengthened place that I associate with earth. And I have another one to show you here. This is the one that I've devised for entering into the realm of the nature spirits. And this stone, the stones on this are a stone called Davalite, Trolite, Green Phantom, Davalite, Green Phantom, again, petrified wood, and phenakite. So phenakite is the visionary stone that takes us, this realm to see the nature spirits is a realm and is a journey into the element of vision. So the visionary stone, phenakite, is our keystone to go into visionary state of awareness. And then these other four stones bring us into the, what you'd call the near area spiritually of the nature spirits. So I've tried this, all these mandalas, of which we have about 7 or 8, I think, in my recent workshop in Japan, and they all work very well. So we're going to build on that in our workshop in New Zealand. Now the other thing that I've done is I've also done some alignments of stone combinations on selenite bars. And I have 2 of those to show you too, the samples of what we'll be working with. This bar here is a combination of 6 stones that take us into the gnosis element, the element of direct knowing. And these stones are glacierite, crop circle stone, this is a New Zealand sarolite black phantom azestulite, that's a mouthful. This is a New Zealand sarolite crystal. These are both extremely powerful. And then this is golden azestulite, which is another very powerful high vibration stone. And this last is premalite, which is a combination of high vibration quartz with seraphinite that grows naturally in Russia. So all of these on a selenite bar, which amplifies the energy of the group and also harmonizes it, are what I have in mind for this journey. And the last one I'll show you, I like showing you these tools, is the combination of stones for another journey we'll take beyond the dimensions, beyond the elements. And this is called Transcendent Light, this journey that we'll take. So we're using, again, Himalaya Gold azestulite, Satyaloka Clear azestulite, White azestulite, Honey and Cream azestulite, Sedona azestulite, sarolite azestulite crystal, and Black Phantom sarolite crystal. So very high vibrations on this combination, and the selenite amplifies it marvelously. Some of you may even be able to feel it just from looking at me holding it up here. So I've got a lot planned for us to do, and you'll actually, if you attend this class, you'll be building these mandalas and these selenite bars, and we'll work with them, each one in a meditation, often in group meditations, and there'll also be some practices where we work one-on-one in dyads. When we'll also do a fair amount of sharing of what we experience, because our group creates its own field of awareness, and often what one of us experiences is medicine for someone else in the group. So as our inner reality shifts, our so-called outer reality changes before our eyes. Synchronicities increase. The universe seems to be paying attention to us individually. We enter more and more frequently into states of grace. And these states of grace are glimpses of what I am calling the new world. During a 4-day class, it's possible to have many glimpses of the layers of ourselves and the ocean of awareness that we're connected with. If we like what we see and feel when we have these experiences, then we'll want to practice returning to the states we've discovered until they become permanent aspects of our whole being, and we live as our true nature. I said before that what holds us back from the fullness of ourselves and the manifestation of the union of heaven and earth as one is our habits, our unconscious ways of seeing ourselves and the world. It's interesting to me to see that what binds us is habits, and that practice is what liberates us. Both of them involve repetition, but the habits are unconscious, not chosen by us. What we practice is what we've chosen, and the choice itself is an event of liberation. And that liberation is absolutely entwined with the manifestation of what I'm calling the new world, and what I'm calling you to help me manifest. So if any of this excites you, I hope you'll make your way to New Zealand's South Island the very first few days in May and join the group that's already forming. It's limited to 25 people, so it's good if you can decide sooner than later. If you'd like to, well, I guess I should tell you about the stone bags. If you do take this class, we're going to provide you with a stone bag that has, I think, 46 different stones in it that we'll use in all these combinations. And you'll have it to use for the whole workshop at no cost. And then if you want to take it home, we'll give it to you at a discounted price. There's also going to be, we'll set up a crystal shop just for this event at Shunyata at the retreat center, so that some of our most amazing pieces, other than the ones that are in your bags, are available for you to see and feel and experience and take home if you decide to. I should tell you the tuition for the class. It's 500 New Zealand dollars for the whole 4-day event. It is about $300 US when you do the conversion of currencies. And the accommodations where you stay and also your food are additional to that. And they're off campus. So if you sign up, Lena, who's the program director of Shunyata, can help you find places to possibly stay near to the Shunyata Center, and she can give you other information about the area. So if you want to sign up, or if you want to ask questions, you can send an email to Lina, L-I-N-A, at Shunyata, SHUNYATA.NZ. The other email to send to is mine, and that's Crystals, CRYSTALS, at together.net. So if you have questions for me, or if you want to sign up, you can write either of us. I suggest you write both of us at the same time. And I'm very excited myself about doing this. This is kind of the workshop that I've always wanted to do, and I finally dare to attempt. So I hope some of you feel daring enough to come. And let's join together and see what we can create. Thank you so much.